Ladies and gentlemen, hope you all are enjoying Retrothon. I am the CartoonCoqui. I want to first start off by saying big time GG to Lincolnmeister. That was a heck of a run through Project Base. That is a very fun looking hack of Metroid, Super Metroid, and hope everyone's enjoying Retrothon. And I want to say in quick preamble, this was originally going to be a race between myself and someone I think we all know, Afata Cthulhu. Unfortunately, due to personal reasons, he had to duck out of this race. So, at the last minute, we're making this a solo run, and so please excuse the technical difficulties, and please excuse my nervousness. We just got this to work at the last few minutes, and my heart is still pounding a bit. But, anyways, hope everyone's ready to. No, sorry. Hope everybody's set. This is a little bit of an unorthodox method of timing. Normally on speedrun.com, we take the combined 16 in-game times of the fights, and that's the time that you post. So the timer here was going to be used for the RTA race, but since this is a solo run at this point, the timer is about as useful as the scores and whose line is it anyway. But still, for the sake of simplicity, we're going to go with this timer. This also means we're going with what I believe the RTA settings are, which at least I'm going to take a wild guess at it, which is as soon as I hit start on the minor circuit, that's when I hit the timer, and I'm going to stop it when I see KO or TKO on Nick Bruiser. So, I'm going to start this in 3, 2, 1, go. So there's already quite a bit to explain here on the first fight, starting with guard manipulation. Making sure Gabby J's guard is down. And I already goofed it up. Alright, but that just still put him down. Yeah, the buffer strat I was supposed to do there was down. Okay, that will put him down. So the buffer strat I was supposed to do there was a full duck and a right body blow. Unfortunately, what I did was the right jab by mistake. My finger slipped on the D-pad, and unfortunately, that meant that I threw the uppercut too soon, and that didn't knock him out in time. Now this is an extremely technical fight, so bear with me a moment while I run through it here. Oh. Okay, so what went wrong there was that I was trying to put in some very frame-perfect gut punches in order to trigger an early dizzy. Unfortunately, when you're trying to do frame-perfect gut punches, you can accidentally punch too early, and that causes him to stick his tongue out at you, and it botches up everything. Now there we see an example of a correctly executed buffer strat. Yeah, I don't know if you heard the clapping. That my father was so excited about this event, he decided to come up from Chicago and check this out himself.
Pizza cake. Ball.
So here comes the first opponent that you can't knock out in 2 tries. Now that, by the way, is one of 2 buffer strats I'll be using in this fight. The point of buffer strats is, I'll explain it in just a second. The point of the buffer strats is that whatever punch you throw or dodge you take, it has the same, a consistent number of frames every time. So instead of having to time your attack and just try to line it up just right, just run the right buffer strats, and you will always throw the KO punch at the right moment, like I didn't properly do against Gabby J, but I did properly do against Piston Hurricane. Well, that's the minor circuit. That was those were the easy, not not random at all fights. Now we're gonna get into one of the most random guys in the game, one of the biggest RNG nightmares, Bob Charlie. So I had to resort to doing a counter punch there in order to minimize his ability to hop back and forth. All those hops happen randomly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, thank you guys for the support.
Pizza cake.
And yeah, definitely want to thank Zallard and CL Chambers for those buffer strats. Well, not the buffer strats. Well, yeah, the buffer strats, but also the counter strat against Bob Charlie. Now, what are we going to get here? Are we going to get recharge or are we going to get kicks? Let's see what happens. Alright, we got kicks. A little bit safer when he does kicks, but it does guarantee that it's going to cost me a few seconds. If I were to get a recharge, I would finish this. I could potentially finish this fight in 8 or 9 seconds, but it's a much more precise hit. But luckily, since the game knew I'm in a marathon, it gave me the much safer option of kicks. Alright, now masked muscle. Now the RNG here is how many times he blocks. Yeah, whether he blocks both of the jabs, or he blocks neither of the jabs, or blocks only the second one, you have to do a different strategy each time. You may notice that I know some of the buffer strats, but not all of them. I am going to be showing, well, one more buffer strat against Mr. Sandman. This is one that I have to thank Zallard for in one of his recent runs of Super Punch-Out, where I discovered why this particular buffer strat is extremely useful.
Mr. Sandman!
Now, one of the nice things about Mr. Sandman is he has no RNG whatsoever, at least during the part that we're fighting him. nice thing about that strat is that I was able to throw that uppercut at at the first possible frame. And so I didn't have to do any split-second delays like I was doing before. With that particular buffer strat and that particular time of knocking down Mr. Sandman the first time, it makes it the second phase a lot more convenient. So now we're going to get to the guys that are a lot tougher to knock out in two knockdowns. All right, but I got Aaron Ryan down. If you can get Aaron Ryan down for the second time before 10:01, he's not going to get back up.
Piece of cake.
Oh, well, no problem, Toad. Glad to help. All right, hey, Garrow. This guy could possibly be knocked down in two KDs, but I'm not going to try to do that. There's a good reason for it. Because that particular strat requires very frame-perfect inputs. And there have been a few guys who are able to do that individual level grinds, but no one ever tries it in a single segment run.
Piece of cake.
All right, now here comes the most tense point of the run, because this particular fight could crash the game. But if I beat him quickly enough, it won't happen. All right, let's hope I can get him KD'd again before he does the potential clown crash move. All right. The next move that he would have done could have potentially crashed the game, but thankfully that's not going to happen because now he's going to go into Showtime. Now, Showtime was supposed to be really overwhelming to new players, but unfortunately for us speedrunners, it's completely buffered, so no problems. Showtime now makes Medclown a heck of a lot easier. Now, speaking of somebody who's not easy whatsoever, it's time for Super Macho Man. Now, this guy's RNG is almost as bad as Bob Charlie's. I'm going to try to get the two knockdown strat here, but no promises. Nah, and already I can't do it. Because I got over 8 seconds, it's impossible to get a KO in two knockdowns. So we're going to just try to do about a 16-second deal here. Yeah, and that exercise program was also another example of RNG. He could have thrown that in the third phase, but instead he threw it in the second phase. That also would have made two knockdowns impossible. But thankfully, for the most part, the RNG was pretty nice there. So now, because I went 12-0 through No. Game's not over yet. I still got 4 more fights. Because I went 12-0 through the minor, major, and world circuits, it's time for the special circuit. Narcissus Prince. Another one of the bigger RNG nightmares here. Alright, that was really bad RNG, but hopefully now I can thread the needle here. Nope. What I was trying to do there was connect an uppercut right as he's about to throw that jab. No. He trolled me. If I would have connected that uppercut right as he's about to throw the jab, which I call threading the needle, then I could have gotten him down in two knockdowns. But still, we're chugging along. Now here is the biggest run killer of them all. Oh, that was nice. That was a very unexpected knockdown. I was just trying to get him dizzy. Oh, that's nice. Thank you for trading blows with me, boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fight!
All right, thankfully the backup strats worked well. Didn't get any blocks, despite the traded blows. I'd say that was a very good boy fight. So now moving on to the Bruiser Brothers. These guys, of course, are supposed to be extremely overwhelming, but Rick Bruiser is very easy because he's very buffered. Yep, of course he gets really hard if I gotta do backup strats. Now I'm gonna try a little bit of an RNG, well, trying to use RNG to my advantage here. I'm gonna try to get, no, I was gonna try to get a glove crush there, but he was not nice enough to do that, so I'm gonna have to resort to a 17-second time. So, Rick Bruiser, pretty easy. His brother Nick, well, he actually is the best, whatever Rick says in his taunt. Now, I could do much riskier strats against him, but I'm going to try no counters strat here. Now, I was hoping I would be ending the run that way, but unfortunately my no counter strat did not work properly, so we're going to resort to some backups here. Well, don't know what happened there. Dropped the input to duck.
Fight!
Well, I got an opportunity to do another hopefully impressive counter to y'all. Because he's about to do another one of his signature moves here. There we go. All right, and that is time.
Got it.
Yep, 18 minutes and 41 seconds. I was definitely hoping to do a better Nick Bruiser fight, but alas, I'd say the run was going pretty well up until him.
Come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. Come on, yeah.
Now, also, thankfully, it looks like I don't have to do any sort of time filler. So I want to finish this off by thanking, first of all the people that made this run possible, such as you know, some of the top runners in this game, like Zallard, CL Chambers, Hootie, and Mystery Man. I want to thank also, let's see, a bunch of the people here at RGL for also making this stream possible. Kavik, AK, Toad, Kong Cakes, Anthole. All you guys are doing an excellent job. And, you know, Enemy, El Rock, all the rest of you guys doing an excellent job with this stream. And really appreciate the opportunity to make my Retro Gaming Live TV debut. So, excuse the jitters and excuse the goof-ups, please. And on that note, I don't know about y'all, but I am stoked for some Final Fantasy VII. I want to give a big GL to Netara and a big GG to Lincoln Meister. That was a great, once again, that was a great project base run.